Hi, I'll tell you about me when I was young. I was born into an underprivileged family. We were on welfare most of my life. My mom neglected me and verbally abused me, and I guess sometimes physically abused me. She didn't pay attention to me, so I was molested twice by two different people. Just how it was, how things go. So I didn't have no money. I had a terrible home life. I tried to escape to the church as I got older, but I was blessed with one thing. I was blessed with 140 IQ. Okay, and what does that mean?
It means he's pretty smart, guys.
I have a very high IQ.
Genius.
130 puts you in the top 1% of the world. At 140, I'm considered into the genius level. All right, so I pick up information really fast. I can sit there and read stuff, and I pick it up. Tracy and I will argue over math, and Tracy doesn't even argue with me about math, because he just knows that that's not even where his realm is. I can't do that. Okay, so these are things that I'm good at. All right, so you have this home life that I had, and you have this high intelligence that I had. And so these did not create a good person when I was younger, because I thought I was more intelligent, and generally I was. 99% of the people that I walk up to, I'm smarter than. I know that, okay? So because I knew that, I treated everybody else like they were Neanderthals. I was like, all right, you're useless to me, you're useless to me, you're useless to me, like most people, because I'm smarter than them. And I thought being smarter made me better than everybody else, okay? And so we look at the gentleman here, and you're pretty strong, right? But you realize very quickly that if you were hanging on a cliff with your mom, you're holding her there, that you can only hold her for so long, right? No matter how strong you are. Doesn't matter how strong you are. And as smart as I was, I still started to have problems. And if I'm treating you like you're stupid every time I talk to you, and I need some help, are you going to want to help me? No. Anybody here wants to be treated stupid? No. All right. So we'll do one more exercise real quick. I'm gonna steal Dr. Jackson. Actually, you want you to hand it to Tracy if you want to keep on filming. Why don't you hand it to Tracy if you want to keep on filming because we're still doing it. All right. I'm gonna get him to come out here and lay down.
So you want me to lay down?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
In the middle of me laying down? Come on.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so.
I can't do that.
Don't hurt your back.
Alright, you start right here. What's your name?
Yes, it is.
I can do it with no legs.
Craig. Alright, come up here real quick. Alright, here you go. Alright, so let's assume, he said Craig, right? Let's assume Craig was like me, and he's just pretty sure that he's smarter than you guys. Alright? And so at some point in time, Craig gets involved with a bad woman or starts doing drugs, gets into gambling, anything you can think of, whatever. But this is his problem right here. Now he's got to get this problem off the ground to get rid of it. Alright, so I want you to get Dr. Jackson off the ground completely. He's taking off 2 inches off the ground. This is whole body, 2 inches off.
Whole body.
You just got to get 2 inches off the ground, whole body. Whole body. That's his legs. Okay?
Pick him up.
Maybe you got to get center. Center, get it on the center. Oh, there you go. Oh, come on now. Alright, so you realize very quickly the problem that you have, you can't deal with alone, right? Alright, so we're going to get some friends. So we bring everybody around. So everybody around. Everybody gets here. We gotta have everybody. Come on now. Alright, so you actually made some friends. That's alright.
I bet you still can't figure it
No, you don't think so? We got this guy. Alright, so everybody get their hands underneath them like this. Ready? Y'all start picking up now. Hold on now. Everybody get that in. I got this in. I didn't know I had a weakness on this end. Alright, everybody get their hands on. Alright, so we sit back down.
Y'all got him way ahead.
I didn't help me out.
Yeah,
Alright, so good job.
Thank you.
I was scared
Alright,
for you.
so it was still tough when you had some friends, but you can tell it's a whole lot different than when you do it by yourself. Alright, so, and this is kind of where I was. Alright, I ran into some problems that I could not deal with. Dr. Jackson-sized problems that I'm trying to pick up by myself. And I'm a little bigger than you guys, and I still couldn't pick him up. I'm very smart, but I still couldn't pick him up. I could have his strength, and I still couldn't get rid of these problems. All right? So I needed help. I needed a family. The problem with you guys, and the problem with me is I did not know how to get a real family. All right? And our culture, your culture, our culture, is telling us how to do things. You sit there and play basketball. Come here, bud. So I'm shooting the basketball, right? So I shoot the basketball, three-pointer. He happens to be guarding. I make the shot. I can't just walk away and let him think that he's better than me after I just made the shot. So I have to go, face, on your face, face, face. I have to do stuff to let him know that I'm better than him. I just made the shot. I just proved that I can shoot the ball. But I have to make sure that he knows that I'm better than him. I have to prove it to him. And at the point that I prove it to him, what happens?
He gets sad.
Something happens between the two of us. There's less of a bond.
Conflict.
Right. All right, thank you. You sit down. All right, so there's a guy that wrote the book, and he kind of noticed what's going on in America and this concept, and especially struggles with young men, and especially struggles with young African men, that we struggle all across America with developing relationships with people because we do not understand people. All right? So if I want to develop a friendship, and I want you to be there for me, then I have to act a certain way. And at some point in time, you never know who you need there for you. All right, let's say you're driving down the road and you got a flat tire. Who is going to pull over and help you?
Call.
Who?
A random person.
Could be a random person. All right, so you have no clue who that person is. But let's say you knew that person in high school and you were nasty to them all the time. They're the only person driving down the road that night to help you. Are they going to stop and help you if you were nasty to them all the time? No, you wouldn't. So why would they? Okay? So you have no clue. I had no clue when I thought I was smarter than everybody else who was going to help me. So I was sitting there pushing away everybody in my life. All right, so let me talk about Dr. Roach. Dr. Roach's concept. This is his concept, and we're going to show it throughout the Bible here in just a minute, how Jesus did it. Okay? Dr. Roach's concept was to treat everybody like they're a bank. All right? Treat them like a bank. A little weird. So come up here. You're going to be in my bank. Glad y'all two still inside because I can use y'all my whole time. So this is my bank. All right, this is my bank right here. I treat him like a bank. All right, how much money can I take out of my bank?
As much as you will.
But you know, I've asked this a million times, and you're the first one to come up with the answer right off the bat. Usually it's, well, you get $1,000. You can get $10,000. You can get $1 million. Only if you have
$1 million.
$1 million. So I want his help. So I come up and tell him, you're stupid. Why? Right. Okay, so I have nothing invested in him. I have no money in him. If I said, you know, you're smart, you're a good-looking kid, you're strong, you're funny, you're powerful, you're going to do great in school, you're going to have good-looking girlfriends, you're going to drive a great car, you're going to have a great house, but this thing you're doing with your friends is a little dumb. Okay? He will respond better to me telling him he's doing a little bit of dumb stuff with all the deposits I've made. Okay? So, and that's everybody around you. Since I have no clue. This may be the kid that's going to save my life in 15 years. I may be down a dark alley. I may be in a bad situation. I have no clue. The only thing I don't want him to ever think about me is I thought he was dumb, or I thought he was fat, or I thought he was ugly, because I have no clue if he's going to be the person that saves my life, or my children, or my friends, or my marshmallow champion over there that maybe saving him. I don't know. Okay? So what I have to continually do is I have to continually invest in him. Okay? I can tell him some negative stuff. But I can't let the negative outweigh what?
The positive.
You always have to invest more in somebody. Fix it. So, like I said, you don't know the person you're playing on basketball with. You don't know the guy at school. How many of y'all make fun of people at school?
Make fun of?
Yeah, you make fun of people at school?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so now you
only
make
if
fun of
they
people
get
at school?
Only.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So the person that's going to save your life in 15 years is not going to save your life. You're going to make fun of because you make fun of you now.
But it's just for fun, like, they do it too.
If it's fun, that's fine. If it's positive and it's fun, it's when it turns negative. Okay? And you have to make sure, and no matter if you're even if you're having fun, you still have to make sure that you're more invested in them. And it's what they call making deposits. Okay, you're treating them like baby. So make a deposit in you. You're a good looking kid, you know. I like your beanie. I like your shirt. Your glasses are nice. Scarf's nice, you know. You got nice eyes. So I can come over. Best I can do, man. Like your earrings. You got two or oh yeah, I got two too. I haven't worn them in years. So I continually invest in them. So you can joke around with people. Hey, you're so dumb. Which is fine, as long as it's not every time you see them, you're so dumb, you're so dumb, you're so dumb, you're dumb, you're a dumb kid. Because that's what it turns into your mind. So anything that you have to say has to be level positive. And if you're not thinking about it, you don't know how to do it. Okay, and as kids it's tough anyways. Why? Because your age, why is it tough? Who pays for your stuff? How much stuff do you pay? Parents pay for us. They're always making deposits in you, so you get used to deposits. How many times y'all tell you, hey mom, thanks for paying for the bills this month? Okay. Somebody else? Thanks for paying for the bills. Thanks for cooking dinner. And your moms or dads the same way. Dinner. Good. Okay. Thanks for the house that I live in. Thanks for the electricity. Y'all got Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Where's that Wi-Fi? How much does that Wi-Fi cost?
About like $300.
You have no clue, do you? No clue.
I don't know.
40, 50 bucks. Okay? So you gotta continually make deposits in your mom and dad because they're always writing checks to you. And you get used to that. Alright, so let's look at this biblically. Because Jesus knew this. Alright? You look at the Bible, Jesus knew this whole concept. Alright? So let's go back to the day Jesus is about to die. Alright, Jesus is going to die. He's going to be crucified that night. It's going to be the Passover feast. They come into this room. Alright, everybody kind of shows up. You got his 12 apostles there. Judas is one of the apostles. He's going to betray Jesus. Alright? So everybody comes in. In their culture, you can't eat before you do what? Anybody remember?
Pray.
No. I pray.
Oh, die.
Sing.
That's something to do with your feet.
Move
Before you wash it.
You have to wash your feet. Feet have to be clean before you eat dinner. Alright? So who is responsible for cleaning the people's feet?
Jesus.
Okay. Is he responsible?
No.
He's not responsible.
Here.
Okay? If you went into somebody's house and someone was supposed to be cleaning the house, who's supposed to be cleaning
The
the house?
owner of the house?
The owner of the house, possibly. Okay? Or generally, the servant. Servant. In their situation, the lowest person that showed up, the lowest person on the level, you know, maybe the youngest person, or the person considered the lowliest, was responsible for washing everybody else's feet. So what happens is all the guys come in and they start looking around because they know Jesus is their master. Jesus is their rabbi, so he's considered their master. So he's considered the top notch. He's not supposed to be washing anybody's feet. Okay? And the 12 of them guys kind of stand around, they're waiting to eat, and they know somebody needs to be washing their feet. So they're trying to figure out who's what. Who's the servant. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out, all right, so he looks a little lowlier. You look a little broke. Maybe you're a little lowlier. Maybe a little dumb. You're a little lowlier. Okay? Not very smart. You're a little lowlier. So that's what they're doing. They're sizing each other up. Okay? And in their mind, they're writing checks. Okay? Because they're waiting for the servant to appear. All right, so what does Jesus do?
He came up and cleaned their feet.
Okay, so come here, Dr. Jackson. You have to pass off your camera again. You can give it to one of the boys now.
Oh.
You sit here. I'll be right back.
Cake by the ocean.
I know what he's doing.
Basketball.
Alright, so in this situation, Jesus was the master. We're going to see him on the master of this house. Okay. You got the marshmallow eater over here that may be, but we're going to consider him the master of this house. In this situation, Jesus was the master. Alright? When I was at 20, 25 years old, I thought everybody was here to serve me because everybody else was less than me. That's how I saw things. Okay? That's not how Jesus saw things. Jesus came up to these guys. He went through, he took their sandals off. You had some that argued with him. Peter tried to argue with him. He said, if you don't let me,
Don't wash my.
don't wash my feet. All right, pick your feet up there, doctor.
Whoa.
And because, what's the big problem with feet?
They dirty.
They stink. They're nasty. Okay? So what type of person will have to wash somebody's feet? Someone who's willing to be
Dirty.
willing to be dirty. What else?
Paid.
Servant.
Willing to be a servant. Alright, so that's what Jesus did. Jesus came up to him and said, I'm going to serve you. Let's stick my foot in there, sir, if you would. He said, you got 2 big feet.
There you got the water right.
I got it real hot before we started. Alright, so he goes through and washes their feet. Alright, let me get you pick your feet up. And what does that do when you wash somebody's feet? The old nasty feet is clean. What else does it do?
Take off all the germs.
It takes off all the germs. All right, maybe we'll get past the physical in just a minute. I'm not gonna get the. What you got, man?
What?
I'm wondering what you thinking. You wouldn't do it. Is that what you're thinking? Because that's the concept of the serve. Most people won't serve.
Clean my feet.
Hey, that's something. I'm impressed.
All right, we're gonna rinse it off again. All right. I'm gonna let you sit this right here. One. All right. All right, let me get you on the foot. There you go. Oh yeah, it was good. All right. All right, so it is nasty. There's no doubt, it is nasty. Okay?
What if someone had boils on their feet?
Oh yeah. What you said?
What if someone had boils on their feet?
Oh, well, yeah, what if they had boils on their feet? That's right.
My feet stink, guy.
They are, they're nasty. I've never met a pretty feet. Have y'all ever seen a pretty feet that y'all say, hey, I wash that foot?
Babies.
Okay, now, but you have to look at the spiritual lesson, because this is what Jesus did. Okay? Jesus is God of heaven and earth. He is the King of heaven and earth. If you were a king, how many feet would you be washing?
None.
Not very many, okay? Which probably means you're not a very good king, though, right? Okay, so what does this spiritually do? What does it? You can figure out what it physically does. All right, put your feet in the back of the water.
They fill that bank up, didn't
It fills that bank up. I call Dr. Jackson and I say, hey, I need some help. Is he going to say no?
No.
It's going to be difficult for him to say no. It'll almost be impossible for him to say no. Okay? Depending on what I'm asking. If I ask him, hey, can you go kill this dude for me? Got to be a little different. Maybe not be that full. All right?
they?
All right, let me get you another towel. I'll be right back.
The water changed color.
You did. It did change colors. Let me dry your feet off, sir.
Excuse me, where's the restroom? Where's the restroom? I gotta go use the restroom.
Restroom, oh, right through there on the left.
Thank you.
All right. I don't have my many petty tools right here. I can't do a petty on you. Maybe a little soap residue too. There you go. All right. And I'll let you put your own sausage. Okay. So right. Yes, sir. All right. So the bank is full.
It's full.
All right. So this is Jesus.
It's full.
So now you got to think about Jesus. Think about Jesus. Okay. So his intention was to build a relationship with these 12 guys. Did he build a relationship with them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge relationship. How can you tell?
Because he washed their feet when he didn't have to.
Because he was top notch and he washed their feet.
There's one, do what?
He was top notch and he washed their feet.
Culture said don't do it. Servant does that. He became the servant. How else do we know?
Because he's nice.
Do what?
Because you're handsome.
Okay, how else?
He's top notch. She's top on the.
All right, you got to kind of follow. You're looking at it from that time frame now. Okay? Why are y'all here?
Because God.
Because God. Because what Jesus did 2,000 years ago. And Jesus, he died. So really, Jesus said that the church is going to be built on Peter's confession. Jesus really never even saw the real church. Okay? All he ever saw physically were these 12 dudes. The church that y'all go to now is because of how much Jesus invested in these 12 guys. There have been more people in a relationship with Christ than anybody in history because of how much he invested, how many deposits he made in these 12 dudes. Okay? How many of y'all, what's your grandparents' name? Grandma, grandpa?
Don't laugh.
Okay, I won't laugh.
Marianne Bijou.
Marianne Bijou, French. Okay.
Creole.
Oh, Creole, okay.
Gentleman's Calgary. The first.
Okay. All right, so what about their parents' name? All right, you have no clue. Can anybody tell me what their grandparents' name is? Okay, two. All right, so tell me your great-grandparents' name.
Mary and Alfonso.
Okay, and then their parents.
Alonzo and
Somebody.
yeah.
Okay, so you can go back 5 generations. That's pretty good. Okay, so we go back 5 generations. So there's an investment there. You have a family that's invested at some point in you. All right, which makes some kind of difference. I'm not saying you have a great family. You may have problems, but somehow you're able to be invested back that far. All right. Jesus is how many generations back?
1,000.
Maybe about 1,000. At least 40, 50, 60 generations back. At least. At least. We don't remember back 4 or 5 generations because our families are not like Jesus. I wish they were. Okay? Our families should invest in it so much. Great-great-great-grandpa Snuffy. That guy was a good guy. Don't make fun of great-great-grandpa Snuffy. Okay? So, you're writing checks on my great-great... I don't know who it was. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, but we can't remember back 4 or 5 generations, but we can remember back to Jesus because how much he deposited in these 12 guys. And you guys, y'all want to be remembered like 2 generations? Your grandkids? Just your grandkids know who you are. Or do you want your great-grandkids to remember you? And your great-grandkids? Do you want the world to look at you and say, that dude was important? Okay? That takes investing in people and treating them important and making deposits in them. Okay? People who are liked, generally speaking, are people who are polite. Okay? Somebody says, hey, can I get your help? You say,
Yes. Please. Yeah.
yes, please. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Which is weird, but that ma'am shows respect and that you're saying, I serve you, which endears them to you just a little bit. And when you start doing that with everybody around you, yes, ma'am. It's people your age. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. They're going to feel weird. It starts, it's like washing feet. Suddenly, you feel I just had to help this guy. Good grief. He changed my car. He changed my tires 17 times. He rebuilt my house. He painted my house for free. He asked you for $1. Oh, my gosh, I got to give him the $1 every time. Because how much he's invested in you. And when you invest that kind of stuff in people, it's hard for them not to be there for you. You want friends that are there for you? You want a family that's there for you? You have to learn to invest in people like Jesus did. Sometimes it's going to be tough. You're going to feel like you're washing somebody's feet at some point in time. And when you have some kids, you're going to wash somebody's feet in somebody's butt. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So you might as well get used to it now. I'm going to tell you, this dude's washed a kid's butt. This dude's washed a kid's butt. He's washed a kid's feet. If you go and get used to it now, it's easy then. But it also makes your family large. And this is the thing. I was molested. I was treated like trash by my family. All right? Do I seem confident? Okay? Usually that kind of thing turns someone unconfident. They say stupid things. They don't endear things to people. They don't invest in people. But I had a family that reached out to me, a true family. Who's my true family? God and
Jesus.
Church. They treated me like family. I have 300 people here that are my family. In the last 2 or 3 years, I've been giving gifts in around $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. People just bring money to me and give it to me to take care of me. Anytime I'm in trouble. I got a gift 3 weeks ago for $6,000 for my kid to go to college. Because I've invested in people. 15 years ago, because I thought I was smarter than everybody else, I invested in nobody, and I was going nowhere fast. Because I learned how to invest in people and treat them like banks. And I swear, try this. Go out and try this. Just start saying, thank you, sir, and trying to serve somebody. Just say, invest in them. I'm gonna invest in them. I'm gonna make deposits in them. And see the reaction of that person. It will be difficult for them to be negative towards you. It'll be difficult. The more you deposit, unless they're really crazy, okay? Try it. Call me here, have Dr. Irvin tell Dr. Irvin, and he will tell you. Try it. Prove me wrong. I want to be proved wrong. All right? Any questions, guys?
Brother Johnson, you dropped this.
Oh.
5-hour days.
He supplemented for me. I didn't need to be 12. Or the caffeine.
All right, any thoughts or comments? All right. Any of y'all confident with praying?
Yes.
Okay. You pray to close us out?
Please, Father, I just call it right. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for letting us all be here. Thank you for letting us have this wonderful time and letting us hear this, because some of us here might need to hear this. Lord, we thank you for letting us all see another wonderful day. We ask you to guide us as we travel these because we were Brother Johnson, and we travel home. Lord, we thank you for what you have done for us in Jesus' name.
Amen. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all coming. I'm going to have a good time.
You guys give him a round of applause.